You are live.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Good morning. It is Friday. It is Friday, August 19th.
If you're watching it today.
If you're not watching it today, we don't know what day it is, or if it's morning or night or afternoon. We don't know.
Typically, we don't know what day it is.
That's true. We don't. But happy Friday. We were supposed to be live last week, on Friday, and that didn't happen.
No, we didn't go live last Friday. We're live this Friday, though.
We're live this Friday, though. We're here now, and that's what counts. That's what counts. So if you are new to our channel, my name is Cindy. This is my husband, Matt, and we are full-time resellers. We make all of our income on the interwebs. Reselling items. Clarify that really quick there. I'm already getting the look. But it has been, so we will get to our spoons talk here in a minute, but this week has been a pretty good week. Just that's all you got this morning. Evidently, he has no words today.
I'm tired.
Yesterday, we did a live chat with our Discord group, Monica and I's Discord group.
Your Discord group.
Yes. And we talked about KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing on Amazon, where you can create books, goodness gracious, and sell what we consider low content books. So you're not actually writing a book, you're creating a planner. Hey, reseller project.
Labrina's right. I need more coffee.
Yes, Labrina's right. So you have been doing the lion's share of KDP, and so you joined on that live chat to talk about what you're learning and what you're seeing and how all of that is going, which was fun. Yes?
Yeah, sure. Hopefully, well, I hope that I brought something to the table.
Hey, Jennifer.
That's always my hope, is that I was able to give at least one nugget of valuable information. So
Sure you did.
I don't know.
I'm sure you did. I actually had a call that I had to take right down the middle, so I was just like, here you go, have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Michelle, I haven't talked to Michelle in forever.
No, I don't know. Maybe you have.
No, I haven't. So yes, I had a doctor's appointment. I missed that chat, and I'm so sorry that you missed our Discord chat. But yeah, we had fun with that yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I enjoy those a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good group of people that share and really kind of help motivate each other.
Yeah, a lot of good conversations.
Yeah, a lot of good conversations. So that was fun yesterday. We've been getting our FBA shipments out this week. So that's been good.
Mm-hmm.
So
Amazon lost an FBA shipment.
Oh, that was part of last week, though.
Oh, yeah, but we weren't on last week, so they don't know about that.
That's true. All right, so let's talk about running out of spoons and last week. So the spoon analogy is a psychology analogy that they use with little kids, which is why I was like, works for me. I can understand this. And the analogy goes that every day when you wake up, you have a certain amount of spoons.
I have like 3.
And everything that you have to do today costs you a spoon. So if you have to go to work, you have to go to school, you have to do laundry, whatever it is, that takes a certain amount of spoons. And how many spoons that the laundry might take you could be different than how many spoons the laundry might take me. But you only have a certain amount of spoons. And last week we
ran out of spoons.
We ran out of spoons on about Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Last week you broke your toe.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't realize how bad a broken toe can immobilize you until you break a toe.
It hurts.
We had a kid get sick. We had some family issues going on. Amazon lost a box.
Car issues.
Big car issues last week. It was just all of these things, just like one after another. And the Amazon box was super frustrating because it's a 50-pound box. Okay. So this was a big mambo jumbo 50-pound. It was actually 49 because 50 is the max, but 49-pound box. Got shipped, got delivered, and Amazon was like, yeah, that was empty. Say what? Has a 50-pound box weigh 50 pounds when I send it and magically wind up at your warehouse empty. So that was massively frustrating. So we had to deal with that. And we did deal with it, and it's fine. They found everything.
Well, it's frustrating because you invested money, you invested time, and you're expecting to get a return on that investment. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, it's empty. So
maybe not.
Everything you put into it goes for nothing.
Yeah. And in the end, this week we were able to get it fixed, and they magically found everything within 48 hours.
Yeah, when you submit the receipts and be like, hey.
Yeah. So we were able to get that fixed. But last week we ran out of spoons. And I think that that's important to talk about, because when we run out of, we don't make a whole lot of money here on YouTube. I'm sure that shocks everyone.
We might be able to go out to dinner
someday, like not today,
not today,
not this month, but maybe like 6 months from now. So when we run out of spoons, we start cutting things. Then you let things go that aren't essential. And
you start cutting things that aren't essential. I'm getting worried.
So YouTube, not essential. Like, I'm sorry, but not essential. So
we do this for enjoyment. We do this to try and help. We don't do it for income, obviously. I mean,
yeah, because if we were doing it for income, we would not be in a good place at all.
No.
Like, we can't even go and eat at McDonald's. But I think that you have to look at your life and say, okay, maybe I have the spoons for this today and maybe I don't. And kind of plan your life around that if you want to be successful.
Yeah, and it's okay to be like, you know what? I'm out of spoons today.
Out of spoons.
I can't.
Can't do it today.
Everyone's like, you got to hustle, and I'll sleep when I'm dead, and it's okay to be like, you know what? I need to live and fight another day, and I just don't have it in me today.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think enough people talk about that. I think mental health is a real deal issue, and
and sometimes you just don't have the spoons for it.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because you only get a certain amount every day.
Yeah.
And you can't just go to the silverware drawer and get more spoons. That's not how it works. You only get a certain amount for that day. And so being aware of that and being like, okay, like, we're not going to do a live chat this week because this week has been, overwhelming, and I'm just not going to have the spoons for it. And then kind of planning out, it's been interesting since it was actually our daughter that was talking to me about the spoon theory. As I've kind of been thinking about that, it's like, okay, I have to do this. Like, I have to pull a bunch of numbers for our accountant on Saturday. So even in meal planning this week, I'm like, okay, that's going to take all of my spoons for that day, all of them. So we're going to have something really easy for dinner that night, because I'm not going to have any spoons left over once I'm done with that.
Maybe we'll have salad.
If I remember, yeah. There's a story there. Anyhow, just kind of paying attention to, okay, what things are going to take more of your mental energy, and when you need to be able to say, that's it. And I think that as entrepreneurs, as most people that we interact with on here are, you can get caught with shiny object syndrome when you want to do everything. I want to try this new thing. I want to do this new thing because this person's doing it, and it's shiny object syndrome. But the fact of the matter is, I don't have enough spoons to do everything. So I'm going to have to say, I only have enough spoons for these things right now. And maybe as I get better at doing these things, they'll take less spoons and I can add that. But right now, like, if you're learning something new, like you're learning KDP, that takes a lot of spoons.
Some days, all of them.
Some days, all of them. especially if you break your toe that day. It's refreshing to hear someone talk about this. And not just put out wins, because it's not easy to juggle. And it's not easy to juggle.
No, and life is just real. All right. You know,
yeah,
it just is what it is. I mean, life can be hard. Life can be tiresome. It can be difficult. And the reality of it is you just have to deal. And sometimes you have to take other things away in order to deal with what you're got going on right now.
Yeah, this is exactly how I feel about taking on new things right now. Yeah. Exactly. And that's okay. And because we're not just business owners, we're real people that have real lives and real children and all of the joys and spoon taking situations that requires. And so, yeah, I don't think enough people just say, you know what? Yeah. I just don't have it today.
Yeah. Yeah. And everybody loves, posting about the great things. And I don't discourage that. I mean,
no, we love
you should be proud of your accomplishments.
Absolutely.
But in the same, you also have to
compartmentalize.
It's a tough word to say when you're tired. This is where I'm at today, and this isn't feasible, or
and that's okay. It's totally okay to be like, you know what, I've got a lot on my plate right now, and so this over here, this is just gonna wait.
Yeah,
and that's okay. And we don't give ourselves space because we want to be doing more. I was talking in the Discord this morning. I think it was Labrina who said, how are you doing on your August goals? And I was like, well, the FBA goal we're going to hit. One of our goals was to replenish.
Wait a minute. The goals are new to me, so.
Oh, this is true. Let me let you know.
And this is a normal thing that takes up some of my spoons. Is someone comes up with goals, and I don't know about them until maybe we make them or maybe we don't. I'm like, oh yeah, we made the goal that I never even knew that.
It's better that way. So, but we had talked about one of the things we wanted to do for August was to get our merchandise that is in the Amazon warehouse built back up. Yeah. It had really fallen down over the summer, and we wanted to replenish that before fall. And we're definitely hitting that. Mm-hmm. But the how many KDP books? Well, you broke your toe, so that's not really gonna probably happen. And then the merch goal that I had set, well, let's just say that was probably too many spoons for all of us.
And you've got to do better about setting
more realistic goals.
Yes. Yeah, you have a tendency to really overshoot. And again, we're in different camps. I'm of the camp of you need to have attainable goals.
Yes.
It's no good setting goals that you'll never attain because you'll only frustrate yourself.
See, but I don't think so.
You'll only frustrate yourself. So you need to have some. Maybe do a lot of stretch goals, but you need to have some attainable goals also. Yes. And I'm not saying, well, I need to just get out of bed this morning. I mean, that's push a little bit, but you still got to be attainable.
Yes. For the Reseller, it says, I'm so glad the hustle till your face falls off culture has died down. Me too. I don't want to work this hard to not have any life. I don't want to use all of my spoons on work. I want to have spoons left over for.
I don't want to live to work.
Yes, I want to work to live. Stretch goals are good, but also realizing their stretch is healthy. Exactly. And that's where I do have stretch goals, but then I do have realistic goals. And the realistic ones last week whoosh.
They just all went down the toilet.
Yeah. And that just is what it is. Some months, we surpass even our realistic goals, and some months you just don't.
Yeah. And
that's okay too. That's what being a real person with a real business in real life means. That's okay. You just don't have enough spoons. And please don't everyone send us spoons. Although
don't send.
Our children do have a tendency to lose spoons. So the actual spoon.
The amount of silverware we have gone through in this house.
I don't know if anybody else is a parent and you're just like, where did all of the spoons go? Like literally and figuratively.
Our youngest, when he was little, he would spend literally all day in the backyard digging for what? I don't know if it was an archaeological expedition or whatever.
I don't know. He was happy.
But he would steal silverware.
No matter how many shovels or other things you gave him, it was always a spoon. We are always losing the small spoons. See? Yeah, I don't know what happens to spoons. We lose them literally and figuratively. But yeah, I just don't think enough people talk about the weeks that you just don't hit the goal. And that's part of reality here. And something that we have always tried to do is just be real. I mean, I hate that I'm on Twitter a lot, and I see all of these Amazon sellers over there, and they're like, I made $1 million, and I did, and that's fantastic. And I hope you really did make $1 million.
Yeah, I'm not trying to poo-poo on your parade
at all. But I don't ever see the people saying, yeah, I bought this, and it was a loser, or I thought this was going to work and it's just not going to work for me. And that's a real part of business also.
Oh, yeah. Every business fails somewhere. Yeah. I'm not saying completely fails, but there's failures in business.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. You got to take the L sometimes. And that's okay. As long as then hopefully you learn from it and grow from it so you don't have to take that same L again. But life happens.
Yeah.
Life happens. And so that's 100% where we were last week. You looked at me and you said, are we going to do a live? And I was like, nope. I do not have the spoons for that. And literally verbatim, that's what I said. I do not have the spoons for that. It had just been a humdinger of a week.
Yeah, it was. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens to everybody. I'm sure everybody in the chat right now can say, hey, this happened to me 2 weeks ago. This happened a month ago. This happened.
Yeah.
I
think if you're not getting any L's, you're not taking enough risks to grow your business. I tell myself that every day. I think you're absolutely right, Labrina.
Yeah, that's entirely true.
Yeah. I think the L's a lot of times are just as important as the wins.
Absolutely. They're learning experiences.
Yeah. And we talk a lot about risk assessment and being risk adverse and those kinds of things, which we are risk adverse.
Very.
But we do still take risks.
But our risks are little risks.
But that does mean that we still take the L. 100%. We still take the L. And we don't like it.
Well, your stuff.
But
mine are always W's.
Yeah, something like that. I think we still have some of those food truck shirts there, buddy.
We sold one.
Yeah, but what does that mean? We have like 3 of them left?
Who's gone?
But yeah, so when we take the L, though, when we have the week that you run out of spoons before the end of the week, we do kind of sit and talk about, okay, why did this happen? And like last week, it was just circumstantial. There was nothing that we could control. Life just happened. But when we're, in a normal week, whenever you take a loss or whatever, we look at, okay, why did this happen? Is there a way that we can set ourselves up for success better in the future?
Yeah, how can we avoid, certain situations or whatever? I mean,
yeah. Is there something that we need to change? Is there something that we're trying to do that really is just not working? Is there, something we can get rid of? Is there some way that we can set this up a little bit better so that we don't take the L?
Especially if you're new to this, you're going to go through a lot of those, because it's basically all trial and error. It's all learning. You're developing your skills and, all of the different, steps that you need to go through the processes. And it you can go through your spoons pretty fast.
Yes.
If you're new. And again, I don't know that enough people give credit to the newer sellers, for
Because
just
it's hard.
doing it. I mean, I see a lot of posts and like Facebook and stuff, and people are like, "All right, I sold this. Now what do I do?"
Yeah.
And people come on there and can be jerks, and
Yeah.
that's not fair because you're trying, So
We all start somewhere.
absolutely.
Yeah, and I know, I talk to a lot of people who are starting Amazon,
Mhm.
and you take a lot of L's in the beginning with Amazon.
Yeah.
There's a big learning curve there. And I know in the Discord we do a lot to help people not have to take so many, but you still take the L's.
Mm-hmm.
And it is what it is, and it's part of the process, and you do learn from it. Short of getting rid of my family, don't know what else I could give up. It's so funny. Well, but yeah, you have to look at, though. I know her and I were talking this morning about listing, and that she always feels like she's a slow lister. And sorry, I'm gonna cut you out a little bit, but I don't think that's necessarily true. I think that some people, like, just listing on eBay or listing on Poshmark, whatever, it takes more spoons for them than it takes for somebody else. But that's okay.
Well, and you've been listing on those platforms for years, so you're going to be tremendously faster than somebody who's just started. I mean, there's a learning curve. It's like me with the KDP.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure people can snap out stuff a lot faster than I can because I'm still learning the process.
Well, and if you're like her and you're doing different stuff all the time, so like you're listing, this on eBay, and then you're listing this item over here that's totally different, that's going to take way longer.
Yeah.
Than somebody like me who's just listing 50 shirts that are just different sizes. You can fly through those super fast. It's not really fair to.
And again, that's refining your process. I mean, after you do this for a while, you're like, oh, wait a minute. If I just buy, or if I put all the eBay stuff in one pile and all the Amazon in another pile, and I just work on this pile and I just continue.
Set yourself up for success.
I mean,
but yeah,
it just takes time.
And then some of it is it's just going to take more spins. That's okay.
Trial and error.
It's just going to take more spins.
Mm-hmm.
And you only have so many to give. And
I'm out.
You're out. Well, and I will say today, we set it up so we had 0 shipping to do today. 0. Love that for us. But we set our week up because the Bears played last night.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know us, we're big Chicago Bears fans.
You see in the comments.
Right. But I knew that you would stay up until the bitter end of that game.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And so you were going to be extra tired this morning. So
I am.
Let's set ourselves up for success and make sure that we, don't have things that have to be done this morning while you're trying to ingest enough coffee to make it through the day. So, hey, that's okay too. It's just kind of setting yourself up as best as you can so that you can
succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Knowing this just isn't going to happen today. It's just not going to happen.
And it's okay. It's okay to say it.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
For the resale of it, if you get 3 listings up today, that's okay. Get 3 up. Who cares? Who cares?
It's not a contest.
It's not a contest. There are no winners.
It's not a contest.
I will say that you guys have so much more flexibility now than you did even 3 years ago. 100%. 100%. And a lot of that is because we've shifted to Amazon. So we're not doing as much physical labor in trying to get.
Well, we went from a lot of all one-offs to more multiples.
Yes.
Which,
frees up a lot.
Yeah.
But I will also say, because your kids are younger than ours, 3 years ago, our kids were younger. And every year,
3 years ago, they were younger.
That's how that works.
Were they younger by 3 years or 4 years?
I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention. Every year that they get older,
it gets easier.
Mm-hmm. And that gives us more flexibility also.
They learn to adult more and...
Yes. So that has helped also in bringing that up.
we've done Amazon 3 years longer now. So we know, I mean, I remember the first FBA box
Oh my gosh.
and how nervous we were. And the effing SKUs. And they've got these numbers and the description says this, but they're all this, but they're different these, and
yeah, it was tough. It was nerve-wracking and anxiety ridden, and I was sure that they were going to get this box and like send us some angry letter like, what the heck are you thinking, and we hate you and we're kicking you off immediately. I was sure of it.
And now we fly through them.
Now it's no big deal.
And now we've incorporated another, on our last FBA, or maybe a couple of them ago, we were putting the FNSKUs on the items before we printed the labels, so we knew, because
so we didn't have to search for them.
Because a lot of the stuff looked alike, and
So again,
refining your processes. You're constantly refining. You're constantly getting just a little bit better at it. You may not see it, but you are. So
I was talking to our daughter this week and saying that she doesn't, and I'll say this about her, and it's okay, she'd be okay with it. She doesn't always give herself credit enough for the steps that she has taken, because oftentimes those steps feel small.
Yeah.
And like, oh, I just did that, so it's not a big deal. It is a big deal.
If you did it for the first time, it's a huge deal.
It's a huge deal. And all of those little steps are what add up to 3 years down the line having more flexibility. But that tiny step, on day 10 or day 20 doesn't feel like a lot, but it is. It is. And they accumulate. They build on one another. So that then 3 years later, hopefully you have more spoons left at the end of the day. And sometimes life happens.
I'm excited to see all the new Amazon sellers in your group.
Oh, all the Discord people. Yes, we were talking about
Q4.
Fourth
quarter. I'm very excited to see, because they're like,
I don't know.
Our son,
he sells on Amazon also,
did his first fourth quarter last year. Or maybe it was 2 years ago. Yeah. Whatever it was. And I remember him saying to me, I don't think it's really cracked up what it's going to be.
He was like, oh, you guys. You're overselling it.
Because we're always like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's chaos. And he's like, I really have a hard time buying into this. And then after like the first month.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I get it.
He's like, I get it now.
I get it.
You were right. This is insane. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's cool to see. It's cool to see the eye-opening splash of cold water in your face. Like, oh yeah.
It's fun and it's a lot of money. So it's not a bad splash of cold water. No. Yes. Yeah. So we're excited to be in the Discord through this Q4. This is the first time that we have done a group like this extended for an extended period of time, so that we can really get to know people and walk with them through that first Q4. And so we're super excited about it. Yeah, it's so much fun.
It'll be really cool to see everybody grow, and that's exciting. I feed off of that kind of stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
And I know you do too.
Oh yeah. Labrina says, let's go. Oh, it's going to be wild because it's already starting. And I was saying that Q4 on Amazon does not start October 1st. It really starts. I mean, like technically it does. You said that to me yesterday, but
you're right though.
It really starts like September 1st.
It starts ramping up, middle Q3.
Yes.
So,
I need to join the group now that the kids are back in school. Yay for kids being back in school. It's the happiest day of the year. And I have time to breathe. Are you telling us? Yes, you can still join the Discord. The link is in the bio to this video. $25 a month, which is
$25 a month. I'm not trying to sell it, but
there's a lot of information there.
A lot of information. There's over $25 worth of information.
Yes.
Maybe 26. But you're getting $1 worth.
You're getting $1 worth? Wow. Thanks, babe. Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and there is a lot of great information there, and a lot of good support.
Just being able to, if you're new, having that resource of experienced sellers like you and Monica to say, I don't know what to do in this situation. You guys are on the ball. I mean, And the whole group, I
Yeah.
want to say,
Labrina's always in there
very,
helping.
very helpful.
And there's a lot of people in there that are helping all the time.
Yeah.
But you don't have to join our group. But if you are new to reselling, make reseller friends.
Yeah.
Get a group of reseller friends that you can talk to and share with and be like, this is happening to me. Is this happening to you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing this running. Are you seeing that?
Yeah.
Get a group of resellers. You don't have to, but you should, Labrina says. $25 is nothing. I pay that to a gym I haven't attended in 2.5 years. Truth. So yeah, but you don't like, I'm not trying to sell it at all. You need coworkers. Yes, those are the coworkers you need to make it through the good and the bad. You need people. This is incredibly lonely.
Yeah.
This life is incredibly lonely if you don't make reseller friends, because your regular life friends. Oh, Lisa says it's the best group ever. Thank you. I'm so
checks in the mail, Lisa.
If you don't, your friends in real life, they don't get it.
They don't understand this. No.
This is still so foreign to most people.
It's a hobby. We've heard it all.
Oh,
we've heard it all. Yeah. Yeah, that little job that you do.
Yeah. Anytime anybody says, oh, how's that little business going? I always say, well, Uncle Sam says it's not little. If you could send him that note that I shouldn't have to pay as much because it's just little, that would be great. But having those people that you can talk to that will encourage you, even if it's just that encouragement.
Yeah.
To be like, don't quit. It was just a bad day.
This happens to everybody.
It happens to everybody. It was a bad feedback. It was a bad product. Yeah. It's okay. We're gonna get it next time. That is huge. Because you don't have coworkers otherwise.
No. And again, if you're new, you don't have that resource to ask. And
yeah. And that has been crucial for us as we were getting started.
Oh, absolutely.
We had people that, longtime friends now, that helped along the way and were encouraging and all of those things. So absolutely make friends. And how to do that, get on Instagram, follow the hashtags there, watch the videos, comment, interact. People want other people to interact with. Everybody's in the same boat. So,
and just don't get discouraged by other people's successes, because everybody's life's different.
Everybody has a different amount of spoons too.
I was just gonna say that. So yeah, that's probably the biggest word of advice I can give on that, is because it can be very discouraging. I remember when I first started with you, and I would go on and I would see these people finding these great things, and I'm never going to do that, and it can be discouraging. So don't let that.
I'll never forget being at the thrift store the first several times that we would go together, and you would bring me something and you'd be like, this is great, right? And I'd be like, no.
You're like, oh honey,
no, I'm sorry, but that's not it. And it was so discouraging. So you were like,
or I would get home and I would see something that I passed on and somebody posting about it and be like, oh, I just saw a bunch
like
of
the
those.
First time you saw Tom Ford.
Yeah.
And what did you think?
I thought, Ford's a car guy. I mean, that's...
And you don't like Fords, you like Chevys. And so who would want anything by Tom Ford? Because it's a Ford.
Yeah, it was just some weird...
Yeah, you were like, that's just dumb.
Yeah, first time I went sourcing with you. I saw a Tom Ford shirt.
And then it
Didn't
was
buy it.
Years until you saw Tom Ford again.
Back then, I know they're still very pricey, but back then...
It was even a bigger deal.
That shirt would have been probably $300 maybe.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oopsie. Took the L.
Yeah, took the L. But I learned.
Absolutely.
Never to pass on Tom Ford in the thrift store.
Absolutely learned. Yeah, and those things happen. Great discussion. Thank you. But just know that, no matter how many spoons that you have left today, it's the end of the week if you're watching this on Friday. No matter how many spoons you have left, that's okay. Give yourself grace that this is how many spoons I have. Tomorrow I get to wake up with a fresh new set. And so I can do these things tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Live to fight another day.
That's what you always tell me.
I always tell you, live to fight another day. No sense dragging something out longer when you could just take a day or two or whatever to just recharge and,
Yep. Yeah. And so that's why we weren't live last week, because we lived to fight another day, took the time to replenish the spoons and get back on it. So if that's where you're at today, I think that's just what I wanted to talk about today was, if that's where you're at, if you're like, this week has just been
It's been a week.
It's been a week and you're like, I'm out. It's okay.
It's okay. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
People that say you gotta work until you die, they do it.
Yeah, let them have at it.
Well, I guarantee they take time.
Nobody
works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's impossible.
Yeah.
So some people work a lot harder than others, and I will see.
Absolutely.
But
and our son and future daughter-in-law, who we adore,
we love them both.
They will outwork us this Q4.
But they're 20 plus years younger than us.
Yeah. So, but they'll outwork us.
Oh, absolutely.
And they will make more money.
Mm-hmm.
Good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I truly mean that. Good for them.
Yeah.
Like, there's no jealousy there. There's no. I'm so happy for you. At 25, you have more spoons than you do when you get a little older. It's okay.
Kind of like, what, 30?
Yeah, like 30.
We're in our 30s.
Sure. So that's okay. That's okay. It's just a different season of life. We have different goals. That's okay. That's okay. That's no matter where you're at today. You're doing well. You're doing good. You're doing the best you can.
There you go.
So yes, don't get upset.
Yes.
But, all right. That's it for today. Hopefully we'll see you next week if we still have spoons.
Like and subscribe.
Bye.